Hello Super Troops, it's me. Today I'm going to be demonstrating some of the upgrades I made to antiquesbyprestige.com. Antiquesbyprestige.com was a website that I deployed roughly about, I guess it's been about 7 or 8 years now. And the first version of it was based off of using Windows web forms and ADO.net. Now, everybody is, I'm definitely a believer of MVC and using Entity Framework and also implementing a responsive design. So today I'm going to just kind of show you some of the upgrades that I made, and let's take it from there. As you can see here, originally when Antiques by Prestige was done, it was based off of web forms, just using, plain old HTML as the front. Now you see we got a pretty good responsive design with a hamburger menu, and then, you go in here and then you expand it out, and then it looks pretty good. Some of the biggest adjustments that I made utilizing a responsive design was the images. As you can see, before originally for our images, on Antiques by Prestige, we only have, all our images are stored in a database and at maximum resolution. And then as a user or a viewer needs an image, we resize it on demand. So that's what this is. As you can see here, we have our thumbnails of all our images. And if I go in and click on the thumbnail, it brings me to a larger size image. And this is also a responsive image. And then you can go back and it'll take you back. Another major upgrade that we had to do was I do have 3 videos on my website, and originally when these videos were done, they were utilizing a Flash plugin. So one of the things that I struggle with on redoing these videos to incorporate a responsive design for Bootstrap is I had to re-render them and not use the Flash plugin. So the 3 options that I had available to me was either using YouTube, Office 365 Video, or Azure Media Services. To get the best quality, Azure Media Services, I would say probably Office 365, then Azure Media Services, and then YouTube. The disadvantage of using Office 365 Video is that you cannot share video outside of the domain of your organization. Even though the video quality is amazing, the only people that will be able to use it that have to log in. Azure Media Services doesn't have that limitation, but it is a lot more expensive. So I passed up on that option. Eventually I went to YouTube, I re-rendered the videos and uploaded them to YouTube. YouTube is adequate, but the only thing is, of course, sometimes you have the ads. So, if you're utilizing a search engine capability, then, you have to deal with using ads. So that's pretty much the customer-facing part of Antiques by Prestige. Now I'm going to demonstrate to you a little bit of what we got going on the back end. So I'm going to go here. Soon, one of the things that we're going to add on, right now we don't have a customer login, but at the end of, hopefully by the end of 2017, I would like to give our customers the capability to sell consignments online through us. The only thing we're going to do is we're going to give you a platform and a tool where you can take images of your furniture that you want to sell, just within our customer ecosystem, and then you would keep the furniture at your house, and if someone is interested in it, we'll send out occasional emails to our customers, and then letting them know, hey, we have a customer here that wants to sell this, and then if you guys are buying it, we'll just link you guys together. So that's what's going to be on the customer login, and hopefully we'll be adding that functionality towards the end of 2017. So now I'm going to go into the employee login, and on the employee login, this is where we have our start page for the invoice management system. So I'm going to go ahead here and then log in. Since this is local, obviously these credentials, are not valid in production. So right now, you can see I'm the only customer here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a quick customer. And the inspiration, while I type out adding a new customer, I'll kind of talk about the inspiration that's, behind doing the invoice system. A lot of times when, my uncle and myself, we go out on deliveries, doing invoices by hand is very cumbersome. A lot of times, when you write it on paper, our handwriting is not the best. Sometimes there's been that, not a lot, but, we make mistakes on the calculations, and the customer will call us back and they will say, hey, when you guys originally did our invoice, there are mistakes on here, which is, always, embarrassing. We try to minimize those. So this is why I kind of came up with this to, kind of streamline the process and give our customers, a better experience, when they do business with Prestige Refinishing Shop. So okay, so right now I got 2 customers, and as you can see here, we have basic customer information, last name, first name, middle name, and then we got the phone number and then email. So in theory, if I had a lot of customers on here, and if I want to search for them, I can just come in here and then I can search by phone number. And as you can see there, it restricts it to the phone number. Same thing, I could do email. So if I do Sherman at PL, I got it in here. I come in here, I enter in this, and then boom, Sherman pops up. Oh, I see I made a mistake here. Let me go ahead and edit this. This should be Sergeant. Here we go. Take that out. So we'll go ahead and update. Okay. So there was a little typo there. You see I had Herold in here because of the autocomplete. But if I go in here and now if I go search for Sergeant, boom, it comes up. Same thing if I go in here, and then we're, since we're sharing the same work phone number, only his came up on that one. So we'll have to check on that one. So yeah, so that's it. So you can see, we have 2 customers. So to begin with, to create an invoice, we'll go ahead, and the way I set this up is you could set up multiple, you can link multiple addresses to more than one customer. So with this was important to me because I have a lot of customers that have multiple houses, and they also sometimes not only they might have multiple houses, but they may be doing work on behalf of their customers, or it might be on work. So I set this up where for the invoice management system, a customer and an invoice, they could be linked to different addresses and they won't affect each other. So for this one, to begin the invoice process, well, let me go back here and I'll just kind of show you how simple it is to add an address. So we can go here, we go back here, we'll go to Manage Invoices, we'll go to Sherman Sergeant. So you see here, he doesn't have an invoice. I'm going to go here and add a quick address for him. We got this one in here. Now the beauty of this is that the way I set this up is that this will automatically check for duplicates. So the instance of the Prestige Refinishing Shop will only show once in the database. So behind the scenes, even though I added this address here, if you look for Sherman, this is the same address. There's only one instance of this address in the database. So the way that we have our associations going, that kind of minimizes the duplicates in there. Okay, so let me go back here. We're going to go back to Manage Invoices to our main screen, and I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to create an invoice for me. Now this is the heart of the invoice tracking system here. So we go here on a typical order. I'm going to say I'm going to build a baby bassinet, and then we'll make this $603.02. I'm going to add that item, and as you can see here, the subtotal gets populated with the tax. I have a default tax rate of 8%. Then let's say pay baby bassinet white, $125. We go ahead and add that in there. We're going to get a custom mattress for this. That's $75. We're going to make some pillows for it. It's $85. So you can see here we got some pretty good items going here. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add, a traditional delivery fee. We'll make it $75. And I think the tax rate might have, I have to double check this. I can't remember offhand. It's 8. I think it's 8.25. But I can go ahead here, enter in the tax rate, and it's automatically populating. And all this here, this is all being processed using Knockout on the front end. Now, don't worry, I am doing validation on the back end as well. So when this form gets posted, the information is going to be double checked, but at least on the front end, I'm not making excessive calls to the server, and this will save a lot on bandwidth. So we go ahead and typically, when we do work at Prestige, we always ask for a deposit, and then to save time, usually it's 50%, but I can adjust it, and then you can see dynamically we go up and down. If they put 75% in, we'll just leave this as 50. Then I'm going to go in, then select the payment type of credit card, and then typically I can put comments in here. So since this is a baby bassinet, I have done a few, I've built a few baby bassinets in the past, so usually this might be a rush job, so I can leave myself here, note here, Percy, don't be slow on this job. Baby is on the way. Need to finish in 3 weeks, 4 weeks max. Okay, so there we got our notes. So we got all of our items here. Obviously we could delete an item, or we can come in. We could do the pillows thing again. Make custom pillows. Now go ahead. Maybe I think it was $85. Go ahead and add that item back in. And as you can see here, the delete. We could quickly, edit and change things in here. And then so this is pretty much a standard invoice with the subtotal, tax, delivery fee, invoice total, and then the balance. So I go ahead, we click process, and then boom. This takes us to the invoice processing page. And then from here, we could just print this or email it out to the customer. So we have here, we can email the invoice, or you can do the print function here, and then it will spit it out. So that's pretty much like a standard invoice. Now other options in here, there's a payment function that I have set up. So we come into the invoices, we can modify an invoice. So if I go back here, and then I go, let's say, view invoices. This gives me a summary of all the invoices that I have here. I can view. I can go back. We can say go view invoices here. We can edit. So they may have some other things on here. Let's see here. We can do make. We can say here make more custom pillows. And then this will go to 101.33, and then we add that item on there, and then you can say editing invoice number 1. We can see what we have here, then we go update, and then boom. Now you can see here we got make more custom pillows, we got our subtotal, everything is being recalculated in here, and then I have a link here, what next. So then let's say after a couple of days here, the customer says, okay, I want to pay on this. So we go here, process a payment. This brings us to the payment screen, and say they want to do it in installments here. So then payments, so we can say they came in with cash, they did $300 cash. We process the payment, and then you can see here. So the first deposit was on a credit card. The second one here, you can see they have cash. Then it shows the balance, so they owe $452. We go in here, we do another payment, and this is typically, this is typically how I handle my invoices. And you know, not all my customers, you know, are able to make the payments on time. So we give them the flexibility to go in here. And as you can see, when I come to the payment screen, it automatically has the payment. But you know, say for example, they want to do $200, and then that one, you know, they put that on a credit card. So we go ahead and process payment. And then you can see here showing the balance $252, shows the total what they paid, and then we see what they got going. So I'm going to go ahead here. We go to view invoices, and then this gives us a quick summary here. You can see here it's still open. You know, this gives me a snapshot of what the invoice is in here. I can go in, like I said, I can come back here and edit. You know, payments is on a separate screen, but we do have the edit option. We can go back here. So let me go ahead and we'll do another payment. Then we'll have the last payment here. That'll be credit card. Process it. And then once that last payment is processed, you see the balance is zero. It shows you all. So we got a credit card, cash, credit card, and then it's done. So then we go here, we go view invoices, and then you can see here, you know, what we got. And the balance is closed out. So that's it on the view invoices side. You know, like I said, this is the first version of it. You know, we're going to be definitely, you know, making improvements as we come, you know, along to it. But that's pretty much, you know, the invoice management system that we have here. And then obviously you can see the notes that we got here. And that's it. Thanks for taking a look at our videos. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.